Well, folks, in today's video, we visit the Aylmer train show located in Aylmer, Quebec. This train show happens twice a year, but I always prefer the January setup since it incorporates both vendors as well as different displays. And anyway, here we are inside, and as you can see, there's decent activity in this little mall, although I have to admit, in comparison to last show, it did seem a bit quieter. I did visit on a Sunday, so maybe that played a bit of a role. But in any case, I had a lot of fun. I saw a lot of really cool displays, and there were some amazing vendors with lots of really cool stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy. I have to say that one of my favorite parts of this show is that you get a lot of the same vendors you see at both the Arnprior train show as well as the OVA or flea market, so there's usually an opportunity to get a really good deal on used model trains, and it's always a lot of fun getting to look over everything, see what people have, and negotiate a deal with them if you find something interesting. And there usually are many interesting things, as you guys can see. Of course, you also get the people who can build very meticulous things. I thought that was all really cool, this display. And there's also a nice mixture of scales at this show. Again, a lot of the same people you see at Arnprior and at the OVR flea market, so a lot of O scale stuff and a bit of N scale as well. Of course, the majority is always HO, but there's enough, I think, that people in both O and N scale would be happy. And I always find it fun going through. Sometimes if I see something I particularly like, I'll pick it up and add it to one of my other scales. You can see they've got an old lifelike set, and I really like these bins of random stuff, you know. Those are where the treasures really do hide. And as you can see, there's tons of different bits of rolling stock. A lot of it old Tycho and lifelike stuff. My personal favorites. And yeah. Just lots of tons of little odds and ends, really, is what comprises this. And you get the good thing. You can see there's a DCC controller up there, and then there's just tons of other things like that. Here's some O-scale stuff. I couldn't tell if this was particularly special. These locomotives were going for $30 each, which didn't seem too bad. And then they had this locomotive right here. This one was going through for $350, and you guys will see this one later. It's funny what wound up happening to that particular locomotive. Anyway, on to here. This is the vendor, also known as the Hobby Center, which is a shop I've shown on this channel before. Anyway, they had a ton of different stock. They had this big bin, and they also had tons of boxes of locomotives, and they had things like this Bachmann Texas Chugger. That apparently had a problem. It's a split chassis, I think, so it probably has damaged gears, unfortunately. They had those really high-end N-scale engines, and they had a couple of used N-scale engines over here. And yeah, lots of different pieces, a ton of rolling stock, as a lot of these vendors have. And lots of little pieces, a few Tycho kits there. I'm sure at least one person watching this was curious what was in these Athearn boxes, so I decided to open a whole bunch of them up. They all just have a lot of blue box engines in them. They look pretty nice. They're in great condition. There weren't any in particular that I was looking for, but it was still cool getting to go through all of them. Here's another one right here. And here's me struggling with the box. And you got a dummy RDC locomotive, which is interesting. I suspect that was originally a rubber band locomotive. Got some sort of Southern Pacific piece right there. And in this box, there is a unpainted locomotive. It really is super exciting to be getting to go through these types of boxes, because you just never know what you're going to find when you open them up, and sometimes you find really unique things. And I have to say, at this show, I won't spoil what I found, but I found something that was really unique, and it was something I was not expecting to see, so that was pretty cool. Here's another vendor. They had a bunch of kind of older rolling stock. Higher end though, it's not Tycho or Lifelike or Bachmann for that matter. And some O-scale stuff, lots of locomotives, rolling stock, etc. Here's one of the displays. This is the Gatineau Express. This was operating at last year's show. I'm not sure if they keep that sticker on there or if they just change it for every show they go to, but I get a kick out of it either way. And here's that famous N-scale layout I've shown on this channel probably about 1,000,000 times before. I swear this thing goes to every single train show I do. It's probably been in just about every one of my train show tour videos. And even though I've seen it so many times, there's no denying it really is an impressive layout. I really like the multi-level work they have going on it. Here's another famous layout I've shown on the channel about 1,000,000 times before. It's the one with the crossing bucks on it. It seemed pretty usual. I was happy to see it at this show, but here was something that kind of freaked me out. I have never seen a locomotive like this. I don't know what the hell it is. So if any of you guys know what this locomotive is, please put it in the comments, because I don't know if it was custom or something, but something just seemed very odd about it to me. I don't know. It's sort of strange. Anyway, this is a really interesting layout. Even though I've seen it so many times. It does have, I think, pretty much every scale on it, and they had some larger trains operating on it. Upon closer inspection, I saw a particular type of locomotive I thought you guys might like to see on this layout. Anyway, what I'm about to show you guys next I thought was sort of funny. So you remember that chassis system locomotive I saw earlier? It disappeared, and then when I came back to the layout, look what was running around, the same locomotive. So whoever I guess was operating this layout found it, bought it, and then immediately put it to use on this layout. So that was something I kind of got a kick out of. So there it is operating, if anybody wanted to see it doing that. Here's a little something for you Lego model railroaders, and I really liked this layout because it had a train with some particular cars on it. Good old Go Fleet. Anyway, that was pretty much the entire show. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a lot of fun getting to visit it again, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, everyone.